So, good morrow, people of the Internetiverse, and welcome to this week's episode of Tasteful Nudes, the episode number I do not remember.
Oh, fuck, it's 5, isn't it?
Maybe? Let's go with 5. We'll be wrong, but sod it. It's not like we've already...
Doing that unreleased one really fucked us over.
I mean, that and the fact that time has bled into one.
I mean, that's true. It could be that as well.
I don't know where I'm
it's
at
5. I'm fairly certain it's 5.
Okay, we'll go with 5. I am your bodacious host, Dan, as always, and joining me is the delightful dominatrix, Paul Austin.
I'm friends with the trees! That's the new one this week.
Yep, that's 100% on brand for Paul.
So, Dan, I want to start this week by asking you a question.
Right.
So you're well into D&D. Would you say that was a fair statement?
Oh, I think that's more than fair, yeah. I'm a big fan.
We have a game, listeners, on Thursday.
Enjoy.
It's a lot of fun. We have good times, crazy days. Dan,
a lot of murder.
What are some of your best D&D moments, and what are some of your lowest D&D moments? As a player or as a DM? He's DM
I'll try
for
and
us on Thursday.
One DM and one player moment for both sides.
Okay.
So one best of each and one. So I'd say one of my favourite DM moments is the first time I killed a player character.
Right.
Which is going to sound horrible and make me sound like a complete dick. But that's not the point. It was the game we were playing was one of the first ones I DM'd. Hadn't done it for a long time, and so it was like a pre-written campaign that I then expanded off of.
Yeah.
And the character in this game, their name was literally Warlock Shitlord.
Nice.
So
good name.
Kind of can tell where I'm going.
Yep.
And so all of his spells and all of his abilities were based around the fact that the more of an asshole you were, like you gained points back by killing small animals. And if you fucked with your party members, you got bonuses as well. It was really weird. So he got all of these abilities and was just generally being a piece of shit at the party. Like, he was like, "Oh, I'm just going to nip to the loo."
Some people
and everybody
like that.
sat there going, "I swear to God, I'm going to fucking kill. I'm going to put an axe in the back of his head." I'm like, "In the back of the player or the character?" "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." And I had... This was a game where I actually planned ahead.
Yeah.
Before I, realised that planning ahead never works for the people I play with.
Nope.
So I had planned that they were going to have to rescue this super powerful wizard lady who was like, all about truth and justice and the American way and all that shit.
Was she Superman?
Yes, she was Superman, but in a mage dress and with blue skin.
Sexy.
Indeed. And they were supposed to rescue her from some bandits. But her whole character, and I'd written out like a full thing about her character, was like, she hates evil, and the only reason she'd not killed the bandits that were evil was because they were holding people hostage. Any evil she saw, she would smite like that. And this character had turned fully evil on the party earlier in this session, and I was the whole time going, "Oh, fuck," waiting for this to happen. And so he turned fully evil on the party, like stolen the information they needed to escape an area and left. So they were then trapped and I had to BS an extra way for them to get out. And then he spent the whole time following them and just generally trying to fuck with them.
Yeah.
And so they walk into this clearing, there's these bandits, and they're like, right, we need to take these bandits out. And suddenly his character shows up like, ha ha! Throws like a rock or something at one of the player characters.
This is still Warlock Shitlord, yeah?
Yeah,
so he's living up to his name.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing what he does. And he threw a rock at one of the good people in the party, and as soon as it got to this mage's turn, she goes, "Something evil!" 9th level spell. I think they were like level 6. And a 9th level spell is fucking dangerous for like a 17th level character.
Wow.
So she just like cast a spell at like the highest level, and this was already like a broken system. So he got hit with like 30 D10s worth of damage, and he goes, "Oh, well, I failed the save, but how much damage does it do?" And I'm like, "Well, just scooped up all the dice I had, dropped them, and went, I think you're probably dead. And he went, what the fuck? I showed him the spell. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. Kinda deserved it though, buddy.
Yep. That's what happens. You know, you got to play by the rules sometimes.
So that was a pretty fun one. My worst DMing moment has got to be, it was a game I found called Corporation. And so it's meant to be like a futuristic one, and in Corporation the whole point is that instead of like a couple hundred years time, I think it was like 2552 or something like that.
Was that the book that you bought on the day that we filmed Reunion 2?
Probably.
Because there's a shot of you reading a D&D book in that film. Yes, I think it's that one.
Yeah,
bit of our personal history for you, listeners.
Yeah. Just woven into the narrative, if you will.
Yes, Corporation.
Yeah, the whole point is that instead of having countries and nations and allegiances and so on, in the future there is about 5 or 6 corporations that own everything. And they, as a rule, own areas. So I can't remember the name of them, but there's like one corporation owns like Europe, one corporation owns all of Asia.
Yeah.
All of that sort of shit. And depending on what corporation you like, your corporation essentially worked like your class, worked like your race in D&D, and then you could pick your class. So there was no point picking, I'm going to be the melee specialist and come from the country that had all of the guns, sort of thing. So it looked really interesting, and there was lots of stuff to it, and everything was done with D10s. So I was like, this will be even easier than D&D. There's literally just one dice. Fuck yeah. But the people I played with were fucking assholes. So one of the corporations have an ability for like telekinesis and mind powers. So like they were the only ones that had superpowers, but they had like really weak the rest of the stats.
Yeah. Because
essentially you're... Much like in D&D with your 6 stats, this magic stuff would be the 7th one. So you'd then have to split them further so it evened out in the end. But 2 of the people decided to pick this class. I'm like, fair enough. But rather than focusing on, using them to play the game, no, they're like, can we use our telekinesis to move faster? I'm like, well, technically, the amount of stuff you've got in your ability to lift things means that you should be able to lift your body weight and move it at a faster rate than your movement speed. So yeah, as far as the mechanics are concerned,
I feel like that should be physically impossible. It
should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're lifting yourself.
Well, yeah.
But their whole thing was they decided that this would happen by them going, and sticking a finger on either side of their head.
Right.
And lifting one finger would turn them one way, and other finger would turn them the other way.
This sounds really fucking dumb.
Stop, they had to put a finger on their forehead. Which, fine. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, but
isn't this funny?
Imagine if Professor X had to do that.
Exactly, he just stopped
like a right numpty, wouldn't he?
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, it's a really dumb joke, but fine. First time, it's not really for
fine,
me.
Yeah.
They found it funny. Whatever. This went on for 90% of every session for 6 sessions. To the point where I came up with this full thing about there being a cult of people making people into half man, half machines, and they were destroying anything natural and killing people and trying to get as much, machine technology and robotic works together. And they'd taken over a local church, and they'd killed everybody inside, and there was this crazed guy. And it took 5 sessions to walk down the street, looking in a few buildings, and then go up this tower.
Oh, God. Fuck me.
Which, just... After playing that game with those guys, I refused to DM that or anything else for about 4 years.
Damn.
I was done. I got so frustrated and burnt out with how.
Do they listen to this?
Maybe.
They're
aware that I didn't like.
You know who you are. You fucked up.
They're aware. I've told them multiple times that they're pricks. There's a reason one of them I have not played with in any sense since.
Fair enough then. As a player,
Best player memories. I think it's probably my favourite character, Ekete. Ekete is a kobold paladin, and his whole belief system is based around the fact that he worships whoever he thinks is the strongest person in the room. So
Good gimmick.
At first, it was like we had a cleric with us who was like a dwarf who was in this big, heavy metal armor, large shield, large hammer, and Ekete's like, "Oh, he's so cool! Oh, he's so much stronger than me!" and fucking loved him. And then like we had a bard in the team who was scummy and evil, and then eventually left. But the bard was like, "No, Ekete, you're the best. You're the strongest. You're the coolest." And he was like, "Oh, fuck. Oh, he's right. I am the best." And suddenly was worshipping himself.
Yeah.
And this became, like, really awkward when people are like, "Oh, for the god of this." And they're taking their going, "For me!" It's just a lot of fun. Especially when we went to some very rich people's house and we had to go there and get information about some crime that had gone on. I can't remember, it's been over a year. But we were there for some crime and they were, going to give us the information. And because this is a rich house, one of the other players is like, "Oh, with this afternoon tea, will there be crumpets?" Yes, I guess we can. And then Ekete going fucking mental for crumpets. So he's like, "Crumpets! Crumpets!" diving on the table.
Adorable.
was a lot of fun.
Good old Ekete. I've encountered Ekete before as well.
Yes, I did.
As an NPC.
Origins of Ekete.
Yeah.
Yes, I did Ekete's Origins as the first game.
Ekete Begins.
Exactly, before Ekete Rises. And the Dark Ekete, the trilogy that nobody needed.
I'm just gonna do my favourite moment of D&D. This isn't anything to do with me or any character that I've played ever, but it's just my favourite moment was when we were playing. It may have been like the first or second game I ever played with you and a bunch of your pals. And a certain player was kind of had this kind of dark energy, as it not actual energy, but like a kind of brooding, kind of aloof energy to their character throughout the game. And at the end of the game, or at the end of, I think it was just before I was leaving, this player, we killed some fucking monster or something, and it left like a chest. And this player elected to search the body or search the chest or whatever. You read out all of what was in there to the group, and then this player decided there was like an important scroll or something, and this player decided, I'm gonna burn the scroll. I'm just gonna burn the scroll in front of the rest of the party.
So it was that you guys were on a floor. On this floor was all the bed chambers of all the people that used to live here, and he'd gone through and had found one of the notes that somebody had left was like along with their stuff, and he'd read it, and I didn't ask, "Oh, by the way, are you reading this yourself, or do you want everyone to know?" I just read it out, and then he's
we all knew.
"Oh, okay. I'm not telling everyone." And I was like, "Okay, that's my bad." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to tell everyone." I was like, "Ah, well, he's going to keep it for later when it's useful." He goes, "Then I'm going to burn it."
Like, fucking do.
Right. Okay, so you can hide the fact that you found a piece of paper and read it. You can't exactly hide burning it in front of them. And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine. I'll just burn it."
I think it was brilliant. It was really funny, I think. I mean, fair play to the guy. That was pretty cool.
It was sold by the fact that you'd spent the entire session like trying to figure out what was going on and where you were going, and just every time he said or did anything, you guys would all turn around and be like, "Shut up, spy! You're clearly a spy for the enemy. You're clearly this dark, evil monster, you bastard!" And none of you trusted him. You all thought the worst of him, and so in an attempt to try and make you trust him, he burnt a letter without letting you read it first.
Fair play, that was
like,
funny.
"What are you fucking doing?"
It was really funny, though. Fair play.
I think my favourite character you've ever played is probably still Clark. I quite liked Clark.
I've forgotten Clark. What was his whole deal?
Clark was a rat folk. So
that was in that game, I think, wasn't it?
No, it's a different
Wasn't
one.
it? Oh, okay.
In that one, you were Bard again. As Clark, you were a rat folk cleric who was obsessed with money and stealing things.
I remember.
And every time you found anything of any wealth or riches, you'd just hear like a light ding as Clark's erection banged against his armour. That just became the gimmick for the rest of the session. We walk in there, there's gold adorning the walls, there's silence, and then just Paul going, ding. Beautiful.
I tend to prefer now playing good characters, sort of, whether they are just neutral or chaotic or whatever. I prefer goods generally. Because I like to get on with people. Exactly.
It's more fun.
As that player will know.
Work as a group rather than be a complete bastard.
So that's, D&D chat. There you go.
Yeah, that's D&D chat. There's 20 minutes.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Fuck it. Well, seeing as you've asked me a question, Paul, I've got a few questions here for you.
Brilliant.
So some of them I'm sure will be quicker than others, but let's see what we can do. So, question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're at an Italian restaurant on a date with the he, she, or it of your perverse dreams.
Nice.
They/it. I'm going with it because it's you, and I get the feeling you'd be, fucking a giant octopus or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with that then, and that's what I'll imagine.
Yeah. So they/it go to the bathroom, and you're left alone at the table. Suddenly, Paul Rudd of Ant-Man and various other films and TV fame comes over and starts smashing your table up, throwing pasta, wine, parmesan, and God knows what else all over the restaurant and you, before ripping at your clothes and leaping out the nearest window. What do you do?
He rips at my clothes. Does he actually rip them?
And just full on rips your clothes off. Yeah.
So I'm naked now.
You're not fully naked. You're now in like shreds and tears of cloth.
Okay. And he's jumped out the window, so there's nothing I can talk. I can't.
He's leapt out the window.
Well, I'll probably go, waiter. What the fuck? Did you see what just happened? That was Paul Rudd, and he's totally ruined my dinner, and he's ripped all my clothes. I'm going to expect some sort of compensation for this. I'm not like expecting loads of money, but just some. I have
no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not going to ask the Italian restaurant to pay for the clothes repairs. That's not their fault. But I would request for a new meal to be given, because mine's just been totally destroyed. And also, you should probably bar Paul Rudd from coming in. That's what I'd say.
Sir, Paul Rudd has never been to this restaurant. We have no idea what you're.
No, but he has. Okay, well, let's just. Okay, it's not Paul Rudd then, but it's somebody. You saw what's happened. Every other patron in the restaurant saw what has happened. So can I just? All I want is
nobody else sees it. You're the only one. No, and you're convinced that this is Paul Rudd, and everyone else is like, "What the fuck happened to that weird guy?"
Well, then I might just leave the restaurant. Then at that point, I'd be like, "Well, just forget it. You've lost a customer. I'm not paying for what happened there."
Just walking out in your tatters and tears, like.
I'll wait for my. I'll wait for my date. I presume that at this point my date has come out, unless they're doing something. Unless they're doing like a very. It's very solid number 2.
It's a giant octopus. It takes a while.
Why would it take a long time for an octopus?
I don't know.
They've got 8 arms. They can wipe 8 times as quick as anybody else.
Yeah, but they've got to try and stick to the walls to the point where they're able to use the seat. They can't use a seat regularly, can they? Can't use a regular toilet seat.
Sit in the sink.
Try and, stick halfway up the wall. Like it's just.
How big is the octopus?
I don't know, Paul. This is your dream date. I'm not here to tell you what.
Well, I didn't know, but you're saying, but I didn't come up with the octopus. You did.
I said it's the perfect date of your perverse dreams.
Oh, well, it'd just be like a big-titted woman then.
You. Yeah, I assume it being you, it'd be like a giant octopus, and you said, "Yeah, all right." Then.
No, it's just great. Moving on from that.
It's just a woman with great big gazungas. Well, okay then. That's question 1.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Question 1. Paul Rudd fucking with your dinner. So, question 2. What with the SpaceX launch and all that fun, would you go to space? And what would be your job/reasoning for going and staying?
Yeah, I'd go to space. Yeah, definitely. My reason would be just... Well, I'm not a scientist, funnily enough. So there's not much research I could do up there. And I can't fly a rocket. Because there's like... I imagine the SpaceX launch. There's just a guy in the front seat, like, with one of them plastic steering wheels. Beep, beep. It's not my fucking microphone. He's not very good. He's not very good at flying the rocket. It can't be that hard, can it? Actually, it is. I've played Kerbal Space Program and I can't do anything. So I'm no good. I'm no good there. So the reason would have to be tourism.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be at some point in the future when...
you just want to go up there to be like, boy, I've been into space, and then come back down.
Well, that'd be cool. I've seen... one of my favourite films is For All Mankind. And, like, if you don't want to go... I mean, it's pretty scary, space. It makes space look terrifying, that film. But, like... It's a documentary, by the way. It's not like Gravity. You'd blow your nose. Doesn't matter, does it?
I keep telling you, I paused my microphone so you can't hear it.
Oh, shit.
So nobody knows. You got no fucking faith in me.
But yeah, how amazing. It'd be cool, wouldn't it, to see Earth from space? That'd be amazing. Yeah. It'd put everything into perspective. Yeah,
so
I'd definitely do it. I'd love to do it.
It's just made me think of the wrestling documentary more than anything else. But that's because I'm a fucking loser. See, I wasn't sure whether you'd come up with, like, oh, well, I'd go up there and I'd want to stay and do this, and, like, I'd have a full thing.
There's fuck all to do up there.
Oh, they're pretty, and then come back.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's nothing else to do. Could maybe go to the moon, but how long do you want to spend there?
I mean, you've seen one side of a giant rock. You've seen the whole thing.
Well, really, basically. Get some soup from the soup dragon. Go home.
Yeah, exactly. Classic soup dragon. So, question 3.
Yep.
And this may well be my favourite of the 3.
Okay.
So there's a horrible accident and you get ripped to pieces by a large badger.
Wow.
Medical staff arrive and tell you that they can save you. They have the technology, $6 million man style. But if they do, you'll no longer be you. You'll be a large badger man. Oh. You'll look like somebody's fursona come to life and will be a permanent fursuit, complete with all the disgusting furry stuff that implies, a heavy musk, a 27-inch cock, etc. So do you do it? Like, you'd still be you inside that body. You'd still have all of your personality traits and everything about you. You just now, instead of being Paul, you'd be a disgusting giant badger man. So do you accept that, or do you die with dignity as the man you've always been?
It depends what I'm able to do.
Do you want to have a 27-inch prehensile
I mean, that bit I'm
cock
confused about. How does that relate to a badger?
Have you ever looked into, the disgusting fursona sex culture?
Oh, is it? So I'm literally. So now you're saying I'm just a fursona. I'm actually like a. I'm going to search what an actual badger cock looks like.
Of course.
I don't believe it would be 26 inches long.
It's not going to... Like, a badger's not going to have a 27-inch cock. Of course it's not. But the whole point is that, these fursonas and
they are a bit weird, though.
That I've compared you to and are saying you will look like, that's why you'd have one.
I searched
so
badger
because
cock
you are a badger.
Oh, they are a bit odd.
So it's not because you're a badger, it's because you are the people that dress in fursuits and so on. Not the ones that like, I quite like this character and this is who I'd like to be. No, the ones where they're like, I'm yiffing, I'm gonna fuck everything. That's
and I've got to be
that. The ones that draw despicable porn. You'd have to be essentially somebody's porn.
Well, no, I'm not going to do it then. I'll just die.
You just die, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not worth it. If I've then got to basically live... I mean, that's basically slavery, that is. Because I don't want to do that. You
want to drown in a wave of wolf cum, then.
Are people actually, are people going to be having sex with me, against my will?
No, you're not going to get, it's still you inside your head. You just now have this bizarrely, overly sexualised badger body.
Oh, okay. So the way you were putting it was like, if I live, I've got to be like essentially raped by furries for my whole life.
No, that's not what I was trying to say.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that you are a furry's wet dream. You are like the... I know, again, before... I know there's one person that's listening to this that's going to complain about my abuse to furries. I'm not saying all furries, I'm just saying the ones that are fetishised and sexual. Those are the ones that I'm targeting here. If you like animals or you like a certain character, you want to be that, great. If you want to have a giant
wouldn't catch me doing it.
wolf cock and drown in wolf cum, that's fucked.
I don't know. I don't agree, listeners. You do what you want to do. You know, you live your best life. As long as you don't sleep with like children or actual animals, then don't
exactly.
Don't,
That's
do that.
So wrong.
Don't
My
do
whole
that.
point here is don't fuck animals.
But if you want to like sleep with someone dressed as an animal, then that's. I'm not personally into it, but you live your best life.
Why are you always going to do this to me, Paul?
But anyway, back to my.
I
don't know. Can I write? Am I able to write and read and?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it then. Yeah. I can't keep this sexy frame forever. I'll gain loads of weight. I'll dress in baggy clothes.
That's the rules.
No, what rules?
Who
set these rules?
That's the rules of furries. You don't gain weight. You just always.
I'm not a furry though. I'm a human being, just in the body of a strange badger.
Yeah.
So that body is not affected by real world actions.
Pretty much.
Then okay. Well, I'll make money from that.
Disgustingly gross.
That's fine. I'll make money from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
do it. Yeah.
Want to have a giant badger cock?
Well, yeah, but bro, I'm still alive. I'm all right.
Is everybody listening to this? Paul wants badger cock. Just
no, I don't want to die. That's all it is.
This didn't really work out the way I'd planned, because this has made me look like a bastard. Make you look like a pervert.
Finally,
this has really failed.
So the opposite of the third episode.
Yeah, exactly. I was already a bastard. It's fine.
Aww.
I already knew I was scum.
Good questions, though, Dan.
I've dealt with it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
You're welcome.
Right, Dan. It's time for our big finale.
Oh, yes.
Last week, you invented a new feature, new little game that we can play, where one of us gives the other a word, and then that person has to come up with a sketch idea, including that word somehow, or based around that word.
Are you going to give it the jingle?
What was the fucking jingle?
The jingle was screaming the phrase, "Make me a sketch."
Oh, yeah.
Seeing as I'm doing it this week.
Okay. Make me a sketch!
There we go.
The word this week, Daniel Archer, if you choose to accept, can you please accept, because otherwise we haven't got an ending for the pod, is bricklayer.
Bricklayer?
Bricklayer.
Okay, sorry, you said it weird. I was like, replay.
I tried to make it sound dramatic.
Okay, bricklayer. That's fine. I've got to come up with a sketch about a bricklayer. Mm-hmm. Put some music under this, Paul. Get some fucking effort in. Make this sound far more exciting than I will make it.
You can't say that every week.
I'll find a way. I won't say that. I'll just make it sound slightly different each week.
You're buying time. He's buying time, listeners. He's buying time so we can think about his sketch.
So the whole point is that it has to be us. It has to be something within our...
He's still doing it, listeners. He's still buying time.
I'm clarifying the rules. It has to be something that we can shoot, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is it has to be something we can do.
I think so.
Give me a second, my phone's dying.
Here we go. Here we go. Honestly, listeners, it's endless.
Will you be quiet? You are
my phone's dying. Oh, hang on. I've got to go and take the fish out of the oven. Do. 40 minutes later. Now it's time to do my sketch.
You took 20 minutes for yours, so you can bite me. You probably didn't. I don't really remember. So, a bricklayer.
Bricklayer.
Okay. So, the sketch comes up. Paul's going to be sat at the table, reading the back of a box of pasta or something. Just like, oh, that's a lot of sodium. Is that too much sodium? I think that's... It's just generally questioning the contents of this, this meal that he's going to be preparing. As Dan walks in with, you know, like a high-vis jacket on and a safety helmet, walks in just really, you know, visibly shattered, maybe like some brick dust all over his face. Like, oh, what a day I've had. Paul, I don't care. Oh, and Dan just goes into a tirade, ignoring Paul's, you know, fobbing off of him, and carries on talking about, well, I started doing this, and then I walked onto this construction site, and they said, you shouldn't be here. And I lied and said I worked there, and so they gave me a uniform, and I started working there, and I've been laying bricks all goddamn morning. And then they were like, oh, well, it's time to go for lunch, and they all went into, you know, the lunchroom and the change room, but I didn't know where I was going, so I just walked into a local Subway, and they were like, what are you doing here? We're closed because of COVID. And you're like, shit, sorry, I work here. So they gave me a uniform. I started working there. But because it's closed, all we were doing was cleaning, and they're like, well, time for a break, and then I left and accidentally walked back onto the construction site, back in their uniform, laying more bricks, and just going off on this long tirade of all the jobs and ridiculous shit you've done all day.
Yep.
And that Dan's done all day, and eventually stops, and Paul's like, Can you believe how much sodium is inside this pasta? That's ridiculous. Well, that's the full sketch.
That's the sketch.
There you go, that's the sketch.
There you go. Now,
I worked in bricklayer, there you go. What do you want from me?
One of the things that we're going to do, listeners, when this whole COVID panic
don't agree to this.
has died down and we can finally meet up again, is me and Dan are going to actually film these sketches that we come up with.
Don't promise that.
And we are. No, we're going to do it. We're going to do
impossible.
it. I'm telling you, we're going to do it. We're going to make all of them possible. And they're going to happen.
They're all going to suck, Paul.
Listeners, so...
Are you writing these down, or should I be writing them down?
It's all right, Dan. We're recording it. Don't worry.
Yeah, but, like, I'll forget which ones are in which episode.
I won't. I'll remember. I'll write them down. And we'll do... And next time I show up on your doorstep, I'll have all of them written out. We're going to do a word for word as well, listeners. They're going to be word for word. We're not going to. We're not going to We're not going to sort of make them work. We're not going to rewrite them. They're going to be as we've just made them up. So look forward to that.
God damn it!
Just you wait. That's going to be great. I can't wait to do that one.
Well, you can stop playing the music that's underneath.
Okay.
You can stop the music now.
All right, now I can stop the music. Okay.
I know you said you wanted that to be the finale, but I've just thought we've missed another big feature that we normally do, Paul.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you normally ask me about every week? Or what do I normally have something to say about every week? Well, fuck it then. See you around, YouTube.
Sorry.